Actually, I don't support the old age home theory because it's not done, man. It's not fair enough for our parents because they gave us birth and they do anything for us. We all know that where there is no one, there is your family beside you.
আসসালামু আলাইকুম, ওয়েলকাম ইউ অল টু অ্যান IELTS স্পিকিং ডেমো এক্সাম। এখন আপনাদের সামনে যেটা হবে সেটা হচ্ছে IELTS এর স্পিকিং এর টেস্ট ডেতে যেরকম টাইপের প্রশ্ন অ্যান্ড অ্যান্সার হয় ওটার আপনি একটা ডেমো দেখবেন, প্লাস অ্যান্সারসগুলো কিভাবে আরেকটু ইমপ্রুভ করা যায় সেই স্ট্র্যাটেজিও আমি আপনাদেরকে ধরিয়ে দেওয়ার চেষ্টা করব। এর আগেও কিন্তু আরো একটি IELTS স্পিকিং এর ডেমো এক্সাম আমরা কন্ডাক্ট করে ভিডিও কন্টেন্ট হিসেবে আপলোড করেছিলাম। ইউ ক্যান ফাইন্ড দ্যাট অন আওয়ার ইউটিউব চ্যানেল and also on our Facebook page, right? So today we have with us someone যার নাম আমি বলবো না কারণ এক্সামে আপনারা জেনে যাবেন। আমি এখন স্পিকিং এক্সামের পার্ট 1 কন্ডাক্ট করব। So may I have your ID please?
Sure.
Well, this is not an ID. This is Lean Startup, a very famous book by Eric Ries. I've not been endorsed to speak about it, but it's a very famous book. আপনার এক্সাম ডেতে যে আইডিটা থাকবে সেটা কিন্তু বেসিক্যালি আপনার পাসপোর্ট থাকবে। If you don't have a passport, you can give an IELTS exam anyway. So anyways, I'll keep this. So please tell me about your name.
This is Ramisa Maliha and you can call me Ramisa.
Okay, Ramisa, where do you live?
I live in Dhaka and I live in my house with my family, and this includes my mom, my dad and my little sister, and we stay in a house with 12 and 24 square feet house. That's
Well,
it.
that was a good answer. Why? Although she did not use enough complex sentences, but what she did was she gave an elaborate answer. So আপনি যখন একটা অ্যানসারকে IELTS স্পিকিং পার্ট 1 এর জন্য এক সেন্টেন্সের জায়গায় 3 সেন্টেন্সে দিবেন এরকম করে ভেঙে, যে আই লিভ এট দিস প্লেস উইথ মাই ফ্যামিলি, মাই হাউস ইজ দিস বিগ, ব্লা ব্লা ব্লা। আপনারা যদি আগের স্পিকিং এক্সামটাও দেখে থাকেন সেখানে আমি ডিসক্রাইব করেছি হাউ ইউ ক্যান অ্যানসার দিস টাইপ অফ কোয়েশ্চেন। Amisa, what do you do?
Usually I do many things together, and if you ask about my hobby and other things that what I do in my home or in my easy time, then I have to say that I listen songs and I dance a little bit, and I sometimes I recite some poems, or sometimes I help with my mom in the kitchen. That's all, and with others household works.
I
That's
see
it.
you're an all-rounder. All right, so that was again a quite comprehensive answer in terms of information. She gives us information on a variety of things she does, এবং আপনি যখন বৈচিত্র্যময় কিছু রিজনস দিবেন যে কাজগুলো আপনি করেন, ইট উইল অনলি মেক ইউর অ্যান্সার লুক গুড। হ্যাঁ, কয়েকটা ল্যাকিংস ছিল অ্যান্সারের, অ্যান্ড আগেইন আমি পার্ট 1-এও যেগুলো কথা বলেছিলাম সেগুলোই যদি আপনারা দেখেন, ইফ ইউ ওয়াচ আওয়ার IELTS স্পিকিং 1 ভিডিওস, ইউ উইল সি যে এই টাইপের কোশ্চেনে কি কি ইমপ্রুভমেন্ট করা যায়। মুভিং অন, রামিসা, আর ইউ আ স্টুডেন্ট অর আর ইউ ডুইং এনি জব?
Well, actually, I'm both. You can say I am currently studying pharmacy department at North South University. You have heard the name as well, I think. And besides, I do some part-time jobs like ESchool, and I have worked in Bangladesh Art Nation also. And besides, I also do some freelancing works with the foreign clients. That's it.
Wow. So she does do a lot of work. তুমি অনেক কাজই করে, বাট IELTS এক্সামে আপনি যে কাজই করেন, যত কাজই করেন, আপনি তো সুন্দর করে এক্সপ্লেন করতে পারবেন। You will be marked based on that, based on your fluency, based on your pronunciation, based on your lexical resource, and based on your grammatical range and accuracy. What I see is her answers are filled with information. There are প্রচুর তথ্য আছে তার অ্যান্সারের মধ্যে, বাট একটু গ্রামাটিক্যাল রেঞ্জের ইস্যু আছে, রাইট? She uses a lot of and, সে সেন্টেন্সগুলোকে লম্বা করে, which is good, but it's better if she can use complex sentences, right? All right, moving on to our next question, Ramisa. Do you have a hobby or specific interest?
Well, yes, I have, but I have many hobbies because I do some crafting works and I do some other useful things. Like in my usual time, I learn some different new things, and you can say it's my hobby, because I love to learn new things in my free time, and that's all.
All right. So do you have a pet, or do you like pets?
Yes, I have a pet. I have a small cockatiel. She's a baby girl, and
She's a human?
no, she's a cockatiel bird.
Oh, she's a
Cockatiel
bird.
Yes,
Wow.
it's a
Right.
bird. And yes, her name is Puku. You can say Puku.
Cuckoo, right?
Puku.
Puku.
Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, she always sings and keep dancing, moving her neck and all.
Okay. So both of you dance, right?
Yes.
All
can
right. Okay. All right. So basically, that was a conclusion of part 1. Her answers were well informative, but in terms of grammatical range, perhaps she can improve, and you should improve as well, because the amount of information she provided, she যতগুলো তথ্য দিতেছিল তার অ্যানসারস এর জন্য, I have seen a lot of IELTS speaking examinees, তারা হচ্ছে পার্ট 1 এর অ্যানসার গুলো একটা বাক্যে, মানে one sentence or at best 10 to 2 সেন্টেন্সে শেষ করে দেয়. If you do that, you will be penalized. You need to provide information, because that will prove your fluency. Okay, so now we are going to conduct IELTS speaking part 2 exam. এটা হচ্ছে দ্বিতীয় অংশ। এই অংশে একটা কিউ কার্ডের উপরে ইমপ্রম্পটু স্পিচ দিতে হয়। দ্যাট ইজ, প্রথমে আপনাকে এক্সামিনার একটা কিউ কার্ড দিবে, এবং কিউ কার্ডটা দিয়ে আপনাকে 1 মিনিট সময় দিবে, যে 1 মিনিটের মধ্যে আপনাকে এরকম একটা খাতা, একটা প্যাড থাকবে, একটা পেন্সিল বা কলম থাকবে, ওই 1 মিনিট আপনাকে নোট করতে হবে হোয়াট এভার ইউ ওয়ান্ট, বিকজ 1 মিনিট পরে আপনার এক্সাম শুরু। You are going to get 2 minutes to speak on the topic and the questions that will be in that cue card. আপনাকে এগুলো কভার করতে হবে, right? All right, so Ramisa, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, so this is your cue card.
Thank you.
And this is your pen and paper. Your 1 minute to prepare starts now. Okay, so the 1 minute is over. Now she's going to start, so let's follow her.
Okay, the topic I was given is an important event in your childhood that changed your life. Okay, that's an interesting question for me, because it's an event that actually changed my life, and it was from my university subject, because I was switched from architecture to pharmacy, and if I elaborate, I must say I have completed the 3rd semester in Asanullah University in pharmacy in architecture subject, and then I have been switched to North South University in pharmacy department. And in that case, if I say how did it influenced me, I would like to say that actually my dream and my passion was architecture, to be honest. And I tried my best level to complete in that subject, but unfortunately I couldn't, because my family didn't support in that. I tried a lot, because there are some issues, and these are like if architecture students have to focus on outside environment a lot, and they have to say outside a lot. It can also be some late night too, and we had to stay in our friend's house or in other senior or junior's house to work together and to listen and complete the tasks or what given to us. But in case of that, I have to switch, and my family didn't support that they didn't allow me to stay late night and other like typical, and that's why I have been switched to North South University in pharmacy department. But actually in the first semester or second semester, it was very difficult for me, because I have lost my dream subject, and I have to catch the subject that I don't like. But I have continued, and I have made myself strong enough, and I believed myself that I can do it, and I have to do it, because I have no other options.
All right, so that was the end of part 2. Though I gave her a bit of extra time, right? But in the real exam, after the real exam hobe, sekhane you might not get more than 2 minutes, and sometimes if you're speaking well, they might stop you at 1.5 minutes. When I gave my IELTS speaking part 2, I was very angry because the examiner did not give me more than 1.5 minutes. I thought that is because of maybe something negative, but later I realized when I got my score, when the examiner is convinced that you are good enough in terms of speaking fluency, grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation, he or she doesn't need to listen to you for 2 minutes. 1 or 1.5 minutes is enough. You should prepare to keep talking for 2 minutes. I guess that's enough. In terms of her analysis, I would say she made a few mistakes in grammar, but her pronunciation was pretty good. I wouldn't say she lacked a lot in fluency. Maybe it's not an 8, 9, or 7.5. Maybe it's a 6.5 in terms of fluency. But overall, I guess it was good. And if you have any issues with sorting your IELTS speaking part 2, I think you should practice a lot. You should watch videos like these on YouTube, and you can also follow us on Facebook where I share tips and strategies, and if you follow them, I guess you only get to speak better with time. Now we will move to IELTS speaking part 3 right away. So, Ramisa, I hear that a lot of young people do not get to pursue their passion in terms of career. What do you think of that?
I think that if one person have some passions in terms of any subject or in terms of anything that he or she can hold that and influence that to his or her career, then I must say that this is the right decision. Because if we don't follow our dreams, we can't continue like that, like the way that if we have the thing or if we have the passion, if we continue that, then if we can continue. And if we don't have the passion, or if we don't if someone forces us into that subject or in some works, that doesn't actually value to our dreams, value our emotions, or value our works too. We will get tired entirely.
All right. So I see there are a lot of factors affect when a person chooses a job or career for themselves. What do you think is the biggest factor that influences this? Is it a peer pressure, or is it your parents, or is it your life partner?
I guess it's from the family, parents. That's it. And because our parents think that he or she should do that job for better establishment or better engagement. But if as an example, I can say, if someone wants to be a singer, then but her family or his family doesn't support that, because they thought that there is no future, or he or she can't get any closer to their success. But if he or she study in doctor sector, in medical sector, or in engineering sector, he or she might get any kind of job in case or instead of the singer or singing or musical in terms. So I guess that's mainly from our parents or from our family.
All right. So do you think what do you think, if I ask you, is wealth the biggest component of happiness, or is happiness the biggest component of someone's wealth?
I guess happiness matters in all. If we find happiness in all little things, I guess life would be much more better. That's it. And if we find happiness, like someone can find happiness in any things, like if as example, if I say, then some children are playing in the streets. If we spend some time with them, I can bet you that you can find your inner peace or inner happiness for a little moment too.
Wow, so that's very refreshing. So I see there's a lot of people who grow old with some regrets and dissatisfaction that they could not do something that they wished in the childhood. So what do you think? Should people keep a check of whatever their wishes are from childhood and try to complete them when they grow old, or do our interests die with age?
Yes, our interests die with age because of our environment and the side factors. And yes, one should pursue their dreams from their childhood, and also they should focus on that matter from childhood, because if we if we become older, there is no value of our dreams then, because there is we in that case, if we someone get older, then if they can have their money, but they can't have their energy or their dream or something else. They don't have that power or strength or anything to complete them. But from if someone tried them from childhood, they can do something that they want.
So there's a lot of old age homes that are being established in these subcontinental countries, whereas in foreign countries, the old people they make their own world with their own house. So what do you think of old age homes in your community? What should be done to it, and what's the root cause of it?
Actually, I don't support the old age home theory, because it's not done, man. It's not fair enough for our parents, because they gave us birth, and they do anything for us. We all know that where there is no one, there is your family beside you. No matter what the situation, no matter what the things you have done to them, that doesn't matter to them. They are always there for us. So I don't support that old age home theory. And the root cause, I can say that the maybe they are from childhood. The childrens are maybe not that if we say the parenthood manners or something else, they don't learn enough about their family. Or it can also be that family wasn't that much supportive to them. Maybe this can be the causes of.
Wow. So that was a very refreshing part 3 as well. The best part about her answers were in all of them, she was very natural. She told, that's not fine, man, right? So that's not on. And she also gave examples for each of them. আপনি যখন প্রত্যেকটা কোয়েশ্চেনেরই একটা এভিডেন্স দিবেন from your own experience or knowledge, it just increases the weight of your answer. আপনার অ্যান্সারের ওজন বেড়ে যায়। এখন কিছু ওজন বেড়ে গেলে কিন্তু সেটার গ্রহণযোগ্যতা and স্কোর বাড়ার চান্স অনেক বেশি, acceptance increases. So I really appreciate that part about her. Other than a few grammatical mistakes, which is very fine, it gets corrected, rectified with time, I consider this a pretty good part 3 as well. So that was our IELTS Speaking Exam number 2 demo with Ramisa Maliha. I hope this entire video helped you understand about the speaking exam a bit better than you did before watching this video. And do watch our previous video, right, where we conducted an exam on another person. And inshallah, in the coming days, I will conduct an exam where I will be the student and somebody else would be going to examine me based on my IELTS speaking qualities. So till then, best of luck on your journey towards IELTS. Allah Hafiz.